Did we read the book?
Yes.
Did we understand it?
Debatable.
Welcome to Reading Between Wines,
where the books are questionable,
the opinions are strong,
and the wine is absolutely necessary. I'm Cici.
And I'm Mariana, and today we have thoughts.
So many thoughts.
So pour yourself something strong.
You're gonna need it.
Let's uncork this week's read. Now, should I go get my drink? Because I forgot it downstairs.
Yes.
Okay.
Now should be my turn to talk badly about Mariana. She didn't think of getting her drink before. But I'm not gonna do that. You know what? I'm a mature person. I'm a mature person. Who am I trying to kid? I am not a mature person. But I'm also not gonna do that because I love her and I hope she sees this and I hope she realizes that I'm better than her. I am not.
Who are you talking to?
Inish! Leave me alone!
Did you say something about me?
No, because I'm a better person than you. I didn't say shit about you. I was like, I could say, but I'm not because I'm better than you. And what are we drinking today?
Today's wine pairing is something dark and bold and slightly concerning because that's exactly the kind of energy that this book brings. Before we get into it, this book is 18 plus dark romance, so if you're not 18 plus, bye-bye. If you're new to the genre, please check the author's content warnings before reading because H.D. Carlton does not do light reads. This book contains themes including violence, murder, grief, trauma, psychological manipulation, obsession, revenge, stalking, possessive behavior, references to child abuse, and explicit sexual content. So if any of these topics are triggering for you, definitely look up the full trigger warning list first. Now that we've done our public service announcement, let me get into the book. My Dreadful Darling by H.D. Carlton follows Reverie Adams, whose father happens to be a notorious serial killer, allegedly, and Kellen, or Dreadful, Sharp, a man whose life was shattered because of him. And when I say shattered, it really was because allegedly her dad, his mom. So when these two end up at the same university...
End up?
Well, yeah, when I say end up, Kellen followed her there.
Yeah, because end up is doing heavy lifting in that sentence.
They don't end up together like a happy romance. He followed her there to get revenge on her for her father's alleged crimes. Unfortunately for him, the revenge becomes a little complicated when he starts developing an obsession with the woman he's supposed to hate.
Oh, what a surprise.
I'm so excited. What follows is basically enemies to lovers, psychological warfare, unresolved trauma, murder-adjacent chaos, sexual tension, and enough red flags to decorate an entire football stadium. So if you like fictional men who like making terrible life choices while being deeply obsessed with one woman, welcome, you're among friends. That's basically it. Cici, what did you think the book was going to be before you started?
As always, I don't expect much from your books, okay? I always expect to come out of there traumatized. A dark gothic romance with morally grey characters, spooky vibes, and obsessive love. I expect darkness. I did not expect the level of chaos, psychological damage, and what in the fever dream is happening right now, energy that this book delivered. And I absolutely loved this book. I couldn't put it down. It's currently my second favorite book of the year, followed only by Wolfsong. It's Wolfsong, and then this book. It's so good. I'm obsessed with it. I am so ready to be talking about this book because wowza. Okay? The only thing I didn't like about this book is the fact that I can have a dread for myself. That's the only reason I didn't like this book. What did you think it was going to be?
I have read all of H.D. Carlton's other books. All of her books are masterpieces. All of them. I kind of felt like I knew the vibe of what was happening, especially because, I read, the back of the book, so it kind of gives away a little bit about what's going to happen anyways. I thought it was just going to be like a dark romance, a little bit of murder mystery. What I actually got, H.D. Carlton looking me directly in the eyes and saying, what if we made everyone a little bit worse? Apparently, that was exactly what I wanted. I expected obsession. I didn't expect Dread to make revenge, his entire personality, and then accidentally fall in love while being absolutely unhinged about it. This was a fantastic book. Top 10 all-time favorite books I've ever read. If you had to pick one quote to summarize the book, what would it be?
I love this book. I couldn't pick one. I have seven. Sit down. Okay? It's like that TikTok. I lied. Put your clothes back on. We're going to talk about my dreadful darling. I have only you know the layout of my soul. Again, I hate this book mostly because I can't have a Kellen. I want one. Please, give me one.
And I love that his name is Dreadful.
Dreadful. Oh, it's cute. And then there was, darling, you are my reverie, and I will follow you anywhere, even if it's only into a daydream.
He calls her a reverie, her own name. She's like, I don't even like it anymore.
I didn't even know what reverie meant, and then he said this, and I was like, what does reverie mean? And then I went to search, and I was just like, crying. That was me, ugly crying. Okay, at 7 a.m. in the morning, I was just like, oh my god, you know? Only cats and dogs can hear me at that point. This is Reverie, but considering my hatred for men, I felt like she was talking to me. She says, I'm so fucking over men. What positive biological impact do they have on this planet again? And I knew immediately this is going to become one of my favorite books. Okay, Reverie, I fuck with you. Yes, clock it. What do they bring?
I think I literally said either in one of my live reactions or in the book I highlighted this and I said, Cici.
Yeah, me.
I was like, she's gonna fucking love this book.
The minute she said, I'm so fucking over men, I was like, well, I like that. Yes, me too. And then she went in like, what positive biological impact do they have on this planet again? I was just like, truly.
That's a good point.
What did that bring? On that note, let me just tell you a story. This morning I went to drop off my kid. This country is so fucking lucky I don't speak the language yet because, god damn it. I went to drop off my kid and he was walking normally as he always does to the gate of the school. And on this gate there's always a person that like welcomes the kids, right? We were walking to the gate and this gentleman, and I'm being very fucking kind here, said to me, there's kids that fallen down there. And I looked at him, I looked back at my kid, and then I looked back at him and he went like, yes, I'm talking to you. And I was like, oh, bitch, I know you're not. I know the fuck you are not talking to me right now. And then I looked at him, I literally looked at him like this. And then, with his tiny fat little hand, he waved at my face and went like that, yes, you, there's kids that fall in there. I looked him right in the eyes and I was like, I heard you the first time. And he just looked at me and I was like, yeah, how does it feel? Someone talking to you in a language you don't know. Not good, I bet, right? I know for a fact you're not yelling at me in my head right now. I know you're not yelling at me and my kid right the fuck now at 8 a.m. on a Tuesday. I know you're not yelling at me. And then you waved your hand at my face?
That's disgusting. I would have bit his finger.
First of all, get your hand out of my face before you lose a fucking finger. My kid has walked the same steps he's walking right now the whole school year. I heard you the first time. Thank you for letting me know there's kids that fall in there. I heard you. I nodded. I was like, okay. And then he was like, yes, I'm talking to you. And I was like, oh, I know you're not. I know you're not. And I just walked back inside. I dropped off my kid. I came back out. At this point, there was two of them. One of them said, bye, bonne journée, which means, like, have a good day. I said, thank you. And then I walked past this other guy that waved his hand at my face. And he said, have a good day. At this point, I'm not nice. I looked at him. I was like... I just walked away. I literally looked at him up and down. And I was like, I know you're not talking to me right now. My hatred for men grows and grows and grows. And then at one point, I think this is going to become a problem. Because
it's never a problem. It's passionate.
No, because now, even when a man isn't being nasty, I'm like, why are you talking to me?
Look, this was like 2 weeks ago, or like a week ago. I'm just in the supermarket doing my thing. And there's this guy who's like relatively young, like maybe in early 30s, I don't know. He looks like one of those, like an emo guy. But, like, one of the, that doesn't wash your hair, and, like, it looks greasy, and, like, your face looks like you need to wash it. He was following me around the store, and it's a huge store. He kept looking at me and fucking smiling, and I was like... And then, he's holding a little baby, and the wife is there, who just recently gave birth, obviously, and I was like, oh, so you're a piece of shit, too. I'm not surprised. And then I went to the line anyways, and he looked, and he smiled again in front of his wife, and I was like, what is wrong with you? I literally couldn't believe it. Men are just like, doesn't matter the age. They don't have social norms. They don't understand society. And people are gonna say, oh, he was just smiling, he was just being No, he was not. He was smiling with, like, a smirk, and I was like, oh no. No.
Imagine I could possibly, like, if I saw you on a supermarket, if we cross paths, like, once or twice, the third time I probably would smile, like, funny,
Wow,
you
what a
see,
coincidence. Yeah.
we're here again. Sure, but I'll do it once. I want to keep doing it.
He kept finding me in all the aisles, and I was like, okay, I need to hurry and get the fuck out of here. And then I find him at the till, and I'm like, fan-fucking-tastic.
So, if you had to pick one quote to summarize the book, what would it be?
I died when Reverie said this. I was laughing. I was like, this is gonna be my quote. This is so funny, because she said, whoever is controlling my Sims character needs, like, jail time. I think we've spoken about this before. We both played Sims a lot. I played, like, an embarrassing amount of my childhood and my adulthood.
When I was pregnant, that's all I did.
That line just was absolutely perfect. It summarizes the entire book, because every time Reverie thinks that her life can't possibly get any worse, it somehow does.
I have stuff to say about her, because Homegirl's a bit of a dumbass.
A little bit, yeah. She's dealing with, like, serial killer family baggage, allegedly, revenge plots, secrets, trauma, and enough emotional damage to keep several therapists employed. And at some point, you genuinely start wondering if someone removed the ladder from her pool and you're just watching her, like, drown. If I had to summarize this, I would say, like, what if a Sims player chose violence and decided to ruin someone's life? So basically, what if you were the Grim Reaper? And I just thought of Kellen, and I was like, you know what? I fuck with death. Oh wait. I don't know if I can say that.
Well, in a fictional way. Do you think this is box wine or Vineyard Elite?
This is obviously Vineyard Elite. Obviously. Not because people make good decisions, because they absolutely do not, but because the plot is chaotic in a very expensive way. There's, like, fake arrests, mock graves, psychological warfare, obsessive anti-hero, and a cliffhanger from fucking hell. This isn't cheap chaos. This is premium chaos. Just the way she ended the book, I was like, I'm coming for you, girl. You leave me like this? And I have to wait, because I don't know if you know this, but the original release date of the second book was like a month after the first book. She was ready to release it a month after, and then she fucking changed it to fucking September. So we know she has the book written. We know it's written, but she fucking changed the dates on us.
So that's rude.
It is incredibly rude. For you, was this Vineyard Elite, or was this box wine?
Vineyard Elite all the way. This is expensive red wine, drunk beside a fireplace while questioning every life choice the characters make. There could be flesh-eating aliens terrorizing the earth, and I'll still be standing there saying, have you heard about Rev and Dread? Do you realize how obsessed they are with each other? I'll be talking about this book until the end of time.
It's become your personality now.
It has not become. It is my personality. Do you understand how much this book has changed me as a person?
Right? I read this book in 2 days. I think I messaged you at the end of the day. I'm like 60% into this book. It's fucking amazing. You messaged back and you were just like, already? I was like, yeah, I can't put this down.
Who annoyed you the most?
Don't come at me.
If this isn't who I think it is, I will get mad.
I have two. Lionel, for obvious reasons. Reverie witnessed him mid-murder when she was about 6 years old, and she was scared of her own father, of the person that's supposed to protect you. I don't know how I would be able to sleep at night. That's literally a nightmare. You've now turned a place of sanctuary into a place of ickness. And also, Reverie's mother, I'm forgetting her name, but I think it starts with an R.
Her name is Trash. Rubbish.
Oh. She actively drowns like Reverie. Let me clarify this. Her real name is Charlotte D'Amour, and she changed her name to Reverie Adams when she went away because she was from California. And she went away to university in Colorado and changed her name so that her father could never find her. And to be fair, I would do that too. And her mother, and I say mother, very loose term. Loose term.
The loosest.
Yeah, her dad, Lionel, saved her by pulling the mom off. And the reason the mom was drowning her was because Reverie caused her mom to trip when she was pregnant with her baby brother. She lost the child, and she blamed Reverie for that. So she just hated Reverie. And then she hung herself when she turned 18. She said, happy birthday. She was starting to be more peppier, and then she just hung herself. Her parents, basically, are the people that annoyed me the most. And I know you're gonna scream at me, but like, a little bit of dread. A little bit. I love him. Do not get me wrong. There were moments that I just wanted to like grab him. I'm like, you're actively making your own life harder. He spends half the book declaring war on Reverie while simultaneously being obsessed with her. Pick a struggle, bro. And like these internal battles in his head were just so funny. Where he'd be like, I think I'm falling in love with her. And he's like, oh no, I can't. My mother would disown me for falling in love with her killer's daughter. I was just like, when are we gonna reach a turning point here? He was creating his own struggles, and I was just like, pick a lane, you know? What about you? Who annoyed you more? Who was the catalyst in this book for you? The parents? Lionel? A man? A man?
We're all surprised. No one was expecting that. Lionel, first of all, why are we killing women? If you considered maybe perhaps killing yourself? Maybe just like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Just like if you want to kill someone, just kill you. Just torture yourself. I fear. Like, listen, I'm not one to judge. I feel like that's better. One and done. Instead of like repeatedly doing it, you could just do it one time. I also have the mother. I think her name should be shit. What do you mean you blaming your kid for like spilling juice? Come on. Just get off my screen, please. I don't have time for yours. Okay, I'm dealing with enough in this book. I'm not gonna be dealing with your paranoid fuck ass. Okay, get out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm already dealing with Lionel. I only have time for one shitty parent. I cannot be. Do not make me talk badly about a woman ever again.
But we have to in this place.
And now that we're here, I also have to talk about Reverie. Because, my darling, you are occasionally a bit idiotic. Like, here's a moment where I knew Reverie was going to piss me off. She's in a class with Dredd, okay? Dredd literally tells her, I hope Daddy told you how to dispose of a body. She knows he's going to do something to her. She goes to work, she comes back to her dorm, opens the door, there's a mutilated body in her bed. In her mind, in her motherfucking mind, she's like, you know what? You know what's a fantastic idea? Me walking inside this room right now and closing the door. Excuse the fuck out of me? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? I would literally close the door. I'll be like, nope. Close
Not
the door.
Today's scene.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a body inside my room. I don't know who did it. I just know there is there. Please come and check it.
I don't know why she walked in. Yeah, she was really stupid. Yeah.
She walked in, closed the motherfucking door. Let me walk inside a crime scene. Yes. She then considers that this could be the copycat or her dad. And I'm like, not the person that just told you.
How you better know how to
you just spend a whole fucking chapter waiting for Dreadful to do something to her. She walks inside her dorm, sees a body, and she isn't thinking that it could be Dread, the one that threatened her 2 hours ago. Explain to me the thought process, because right now, it's giving stupid.
It's giving basic bitch.
It's giving dumbass. I fear this was the most incredibly stupid thing that anyone could possibly have done. And then knock on the door, gets the police, open up. They open the door, they don't even wait for anything. They don't read out any rights. Nothing. Call her by her original name, Charlotte Demore or whatever. Doesn't clock to her that maybe, perhaps, this is a bit sus. Nope. She's still like, oh my goodness, I am going to jail. Which, fair enough, I would also be panicking. I'm not telling you shouldn't be panicking. It's just like it's not clocking to you that this is insane. And that 2 hours ago, someone threatened you to do this exact thing.
You're missing the main part of this. She should have recognized that it was
No, I'm getting there. Two guys walk in. And then drag her out. The two policemen, okay? They let everyone inside a crime scene. Again, doesn't clock to her that maybe, perhaps, this is a bit insane. She's just like, this makes complete sense. And then, she's walking outside, she's like, wait a minute, there's no police car. And that's when she looks at the policemen and realizes they are actually Dread's best friends. Are you absolutely joking?
Yeah. I was reading this and I was just like, girly, what's going on?
What do you mean? You didn't look at their faces? There's so many red flags. The red flags are like shoved into her face and she's like, I can't see, I'm actually blind. This whole scene is like, are you completely out of your mind?
And the whole time, her inner monologue was, I believe you, Dread. If you had just fucking said that to him, his whole revenge plot would have shattered.
The pages about them hating each other would be 2 pages long.
Yeah, it was so frustrating because she was saying it in her head and he was like, I don't get why she doesn't say that she believes me. And I'm just like, oh my god, these two are literally killing me right now. But yes, I love them.
Yes, obviously. Who do you relate to?
I put Reverie, not because my father is a serial killer, allegedly, but because she literally spends the entire book carrying guilt for things that aren't actually her fault when everyone projects their expectations on her. It showed me that she kept like surviving, somehow kept moving forward, even though she was being, like heavily, you can't even say bullied, she was being psychologically tormented. She was terrified of her father, terrified of her mother. I personally think she's stronger than people give her credit for. I kind of related more to that aspect of Reverie. Who did you relate to more?
The person standing in a corner watching the train wreck unfold and trying to decide whether to intervene or grab popcorn.
Fair.
You know what I mean? Oh. Okay. That's fine. Do not want to be a part of this, but let me grab the popcorn and, some Coke and stuff. So
you don't want to be a part of it? Oh, dive me into that.
No, simply because, listen, I don't want to be in the serial killer radar. Like, I just don't want to be there.
Oh.
I'd rather, yeah, but you're a better person than me and stronger. I just want to live a quiet life. I don't want to.
Oh no. I need adventure. I need the unknown. I need all of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, thank you. Anyway, honorable mentions?
I think Sable deserves everything. Literally everything. Every dark romance heroine needs that one friend who's willing to help hide a body, provide emotional support, and ask absolutely no questions. And she would hide the body because she's an embalmer. And they have fire and cremation. So she would definitely do that. Also, Rogue and Severin needed more scenes because I wanted to hear more of their backstories because, get me if I'm wrong, but it seemed like Sable got with Rogue.
What do you mean seemed? They literally said...
Yeah, I want to hear more about that. Like, I'm absolutely murderous with H.D. Carlton for that. And Severin with the girl, I forget her name, the girl that doesn't like bullying, that Reverie said, oh, he bullies me, and she was like, bye, and she left. And I was like, I need this. I wanted to just hear their backstories a little bit.
You know what? That girl also raised me a little bit of red flag. What if you're the copycat? What if you're helping Lionel? Give me a minute to suss you out, and then I'll tell you if I believe you or not.
Yeah, I get it.
You know what I mean? It's like when she was in the cafeteria and she was like talking to Rev, I want to be your friend. I was like, why?
You were like, this is suspicious. Nobody wants to be her friend.
This is sus. Why do you want to be a friend so badly? I don't trust you.
Any interaction in the book, I was literally like, is it you? Are you the killer? Do you have any honorable mentions or side characters you want to discuss?
Yes. Now hold on a second because I need to go a little bit of a backstory here. Red talks about how his mother got invited on a last minute date, the one with Lionel, and I had to ask the neighbor, Cynthia, to babysit. As a Cynthia myself, I'll just like to say, please leave me out of it. I don't want anything to do with this. He was just like, Cynthia was in the kitchen. I was like, no, I wasn't. No, I fucking wasn't. I was nowhere near this scene, okay? Don't drag me into this, Brad, please. I have enough drama in my life. I don't need this. I don't need your drama in my life. Thank you so fucking much. No, but seriously, Sable deserves all the love. All the fucking love. She had some of the funniest lines in the entire book. But also, I side-eye her. Because I'm like, what if you're the one helping Lionel? I don't trust anyone in this book. Any single person. She was always there. Even Reverie's like, Sable could know about the angel.
Why did she bring that up? Because she was thinking it. She was thinking that maybe she could be the copycat killer.
I don't think she's a copycat killer. I will tell you who I think the copycat killer is.
But somebody's assisting Lionel.
But if someone is helping Lionel with dropping stuff in, like, the dorms, putting stuff inside Reverie's bag. As Lionel was in prison, there were still women dying. So the police believes that is a copycat's work, okay? Once Lionel is released from prison, there's stuff showing up in Reverie's dorm, in her bag, there's photos.
Hair from recent victims.
Yes, exactly. There's, like, newspaper clips. Reverie is like, who could this be? And I think there's 3 different people, like the locksmith, which is obviously Lionel, we know this, the copycat, which we'll get to it, okay, I don't want to start saying this now, and the helper that's putting stuff inside Reverie's dorm and Dred's dorm, which I think it could be Sable. It could be. It's either her, for me, in my opinion, I could be wrong, or the other girl that I can't remember the name, that one that sits down in the cafeteria and is like, I want to be friends with you. Because she, like, I don't know why, she gave me the bad vibes. I could be wrong, but she was like, why do you want to be friends with Reverie this badly? It's weird.
And she went into her phone. She could have downloaded spyware software. She could have done anything. And let's just mention the disgustingness of Lionel to date a woman, going to Reverie's school, and they talk about having kids, and the woman approaches.
And she was like, she could be pregnant. And I was like, what do you mean you could be pregnant?
I was like, what? I was like, why is it happening?
Be pregnant? What do you mean? No!
When the scene was unfolding, and when they were describing this girl and what she was saying, I was just like, this isn't happening. This isn't happening. Why is this happening?
Oh my god. It couldn't get any worse. Not only is killer, is also a predator.
It's crazy because Lionel, he has resources because he knew that Charlotte, Reverie, changed her name and he found her at her uni.
But how did he know that? How did he know that?
Exactly. Who told him? Who's keeping tabs?
Who could possibly have told Lionel that Reverie changed her name? Who could have possibly said that? We'll get into that. But also, I also have to mention the boys. I don't want to hear a single complaint about them. They are forgiven, they were loyal to their core, and if someone says something bad about them, I will riot. Okay, let's move on. Would you want this relationship in real life?
Okay, here's the thing. Should I want this relationship? Probably not. Is it healthy? No. Would my friends stage an intervention? Potentially. But am I sitting here saying I'd immediately run away from someone like Dred if he appeared in front of me? I can't answer that question without legal counsel present, okay? I read dark romance for a reason. I like obsessive heroes. I like possessive heroes. Power that they have. I was just twirling my hair and like kicking my feet. Sign me up. Can I have a Dred? So, you know, I could do it. What about you?
Listen. Now listen. Yes, okay? Yes, I do want a Dred. Okay? I want a man that is obsessed with me like Dred is obsessed with Rev. This woman is everything to him. One taste and he was gone. He was like, done. I don't need anything else. You only gonna get rid of me at my funeral. You will be dressed as my widow. And I was just like, oh, okay. Yes, I would. Oh my god, this scene got me hot and bothered. When she disappeared, because like this audio sex tape was released of them, and she walked out. Oh, yeah. She was like, and he went to find her in a hotel room, and he gets off near her, but without touching her. Does that make sense? No? Okay, read the book, and then you'll get me. That scene, I was just like, I need a fan, I need something. Oh my goodness. So when is it my turn? Where do I sign up? This is so hard for absolutely no fucking reason. I need a man right now to do this to me.
I can't believe I got you so down bad on this book.
So down bad. Honestly, I was like, I'm down bad crying at the gym because I can't have one. This is how bad it is, okay? The way that he brings a backpack to the hotel room. She clocks this backpack and she's like, now see, why does he need a backpack? And I was like, why does he need a backpack? And then he takes out something out of the backpack. I'm not going to give you details, okay? Because guys, go read the book. This is a really important book to read, okay? Very good. But there's a reason why I wouldn't tell my mom what book I'm talking about, because I don't want her to read these things. He takes out the thing, and he proceeds to in between her legs, but without actually touching her. Are you kidding me? And then the things this man says to her while he's doing this. Oh my god. I was literally like, when is it my turn? When is it my turn? Absolutely obsessed with him. I want one.
10 out of 10 recommend.
Yes. Was the drama justified, in your opinion?
Considering Reverie's father murdered Dred's mother, yeah. Maybe not every single level of psychological torture that Dred did to Reverie. But the hatred, the anger, the obsession, those feelings made sense. They make sense from their points of view. All the readers of this book knew that these two were always going to collide like a train wreck.
Absolutely.
It was bound to happen. Hatred turns to love. What about you? Do you think the drama was justified?
Some of it, yes, sure. The rest felt like the universe woke up every morning and deliberately chose violence.
Do you think that we have a red flag or a book boyfriend?
Your Honor, Red is a book boyfriend, okay? Exhibit A, he says, she's a whisper in my bones. Even if I could locate where she lives inside me, I would only ask how to make her more comfortable. Exhibit B. Rogue telling Rev, even when Dredd is in the water, his mind is always on you. And he also says he's fucking obsessed with you and he will never let you go. You're it for him. The defense rests. What do you think?
Dredd, he's not a red flag, okay? Any dark romance girly knows this. Dredd is a book boyfriend. H.D. Carlton just makes book boyfriends. I don't know how she does it, but she turns these feelings of fear and they turn into something else. And they just grow and grow and grow. And for me, he was a book boyfriend from page 1. I didn't even need to ask questions. I didn't need to see anything else. I just roll with the punches, you know? Do you have any moments that made you, like, laugh, cry, and scream?
You know when Dredd is teaching Reverie how to swim? Because, you know, she's afraid of water and stuff. Mm-hmm. He says water in itself isn't dangerous. Storms, volcanoes, earthquakes, all powerful forces that turn the ocean into a weapon. And then he tells her, be the storm. Just so everyone knows, I will be getting that tattooed.
Are you actually?
I am getting be the storm tattooed. Yeah.
Oh my god.
From
a book I picked?
From a book you picked. Well done.
Oh my god.
A lot of people are afraid of the water, but isn't the water that you should be afraid? It's the things that turn the ocean into a weapon. So be the storm, be the weapon that turns something else dangerous. So I really like that.
I am the storm.
I already talked about this, the time that she is arrested. When she realizes that this is Dredd's friend, she says, this was Dredd's doing. I was like, girl, we've known this for 3 pages. Glad you could join us. Anyway. Do you have anything?
Laugh was the absolute audacity some of these characters had. I'm talking about Rogue, Severin, Sable, all of them. Everyone. I thought it was hilarious. What made me cry was Reverie and Dredd's childhood trauma, because that sucked, and it was televised, and it was a horrible experience. And Scream, the fucking ending. H.D. Carlton looked at my emotional stability. She looked right in the eyes, and she fucked with me. And she fucked with me hard. I did scream at the end of the book. I did. I was like, what?
When I realized that was the end, I was like, you better be joking right now.
I was like, no, there's an epilogue. There's a prologue. There's fucking something.
No, there's something else. I was like at my Kindle, like, why isn't it going?
I know, I was doing the same thing. I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do you mean? Do you have any controversial takes?
This is the moment where I need you to sit the fuck down. I need you to grab some popcorn because I have stuff to say. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
It drove me absolutely insane when Rev accused Dredd of throwing the eyes at the window as some elaborate prank.
Darling, he would never.
Ma'am, you're pissing me off right now. And then she started wondering whether everything was somehow his fault, when none of it even made sense. The photographs were clearly connected to the murders. The body was literally found beside the park shown in the picture. The hair belonged to her bully's mother. The evidence was evidencing, and she was just like, I don't know.
Maybe
it was Dredd.
Yeah.
Also, this is not a controversial take. However, Rev says in her inner monologue, as a woman, we're conditioned to hide trauma close to our chest. If it's not the fear of being called a liar keeping us silent, it's the men silencing us themselves. Truer words have never been spoken. Please believe victims. False reports are rare, while many victims never come forward at all. And now, please sit the fuck down! Right now, I think Barry is the copycat. Let me explain. Barry is basically someone that Reverie sees as a father figure. He didn't really legally adopt her, but Barry and his wife basically raised Reverie once Reverie's dad, Lionel, went to prison. This was the man, the FBI agent, that arrested Lionel. He becomes very close to Reverie, and he treats her as if it's his daughter. Now, let me explain to you why I think he's a copycat. First, Lionel is always one step ahead of everyone. Second, Barry is weirdly obsessed with the locksmith. Even Rev points it out and jokes that he could be the copycat himself. Thirdly, Rev repeatedly feels uneasy around him, even when she can't explain why. And that is your gut. That is your gut telling you something is up, and you should always believe your gut.
And get the fuck out.
Fourth, Barry knew about the Angel nickname. We haven't said this, but in every letter that Reverie finds in her dorm, in her backpack, in Dredd's dorm, there's the nickname that Lionel used to call her, which is Angel. In Reverie's mind, no one knew besides Lionel about that nickname. That's why she thinks it's Lionel writing this note.
And also to say he got caught because he had angel wings tattooed behind his ear.
Yes, exactly. Which was drawn by Reverie.
Mm-hmm.
Dred saw these angels, and that's how Lionel was identified by police.
Yeah.
Reverie thinks that no one knows the nickname Angel, but she then recalls that she had told Barry about this, and when she's on the phone with him, and she's like, oh, I just got a letter saying Angel, and the only person that knew this nickname was Lionel. He never corrected her. Why wouldn't he correct her? He could have been, actually, baby girl, love of my life, my girl, my daughter. I know. But he never said that.
Was shady.
He said that quietly, like a mouth.
Mm-hmm.
They don't trust you. Finally, Rev herself says that all her information about the locksmith and the copycat comes from one source, yet none of it is adding up. I'm calling it right now. If I'm right, remember where you heard it first.
Barry gets so excited describing the difference between the killers. It was such a weird scene to read. He was saying, like, Lionel's work was all passion and, like, jagged cuts and this and that. And the copycat killer is very precise. He says they're cut surgically. And it seems as if the copycat killer is bored and is just doing the work out of loyalty to Lionel. Why is Barry so excited about saying this? It was such a weird scene. And that's when Reverie was saying, she was thinking, okay, this is really a weird conversation, because, like, why is he so excited about this? And that's when she says he could be the copycat. I was just like, no.
And like she says it out loud to him, and he's quiet. So you're not even going to deny it? You're just going to be like, quiet? Okay. Lionel knows that Reverie changed her name. Lionel knows that she went to Colorado. He knows everything. He knows because someone is feeding him the information. And who else but someone that is as close to her as Barry? Barry must have visited Lionel in prison when he was getting arrested, something. And they started talking, and Barry's like very much obsessed with it. And then he became the thing that he was hunting. And if it's not Barry, fuck me, because that would be a great twist. Everything is pointing at Barry.
Imagine if it's Dred, I will die.
It's not Dred. It couldn't be because Dred is with her when the killings are happening and stuff. So it makes no sense. Also, can I just say, I know killing women is really bad, and I would not support it. However, when Lionel kills the bully's mother and then puts the body in this woman's shelter, you remember when she was defending her son and she kept going like, boys will be boys, and then he puts her in a woman's shelter for like domestic violence, and he's just like, boys will be boys. I mean, I'm not defending. I'm really truly not.
I'm not saying anything. I'm just here silently judging.
Boys will be boys, I guess.
What can I say?
What can I say? Boys will be boys. What can we do? Am I right? Controversial take, maybe, perhaps. Listen, again, I don't condone murdering. Violence is really bad. You shouldn't do it. Anyway, any memorable moments?
Now I'm going to talk about the ending of the book. Severin and Reverie walk into Dred's room, and there is an actual mutilated body in his room, and there is a fucking head attached to the fan, and it's going around the room, fucking putting blood everywhere, and then she just gets splashed with blood in her face. It literally ends with, Reverie Adams, you're under arrest. And I genuinely was staring at the page going, surely there's another chapter. There has to be. There was not. The entire ending felt like H.G. Carlton. She walked into my house, set my book on fire, and then left. The scene in Dred's room was already horrifying enough to leave me completely unsettled. It was disgusting. The author just immediately follows it up with Reverie's arrest and says, good luck waiting for the next book, which she moved the dates for release dates for. Respectfully, what the actual fuck? This entire book was chaos. I was just shocked by the sheer confidence it takes to end a book on that combination of emotional devastation, horror, confusion, and unanswered questions. Who's the locksmith? Who's the copycat? We know Lionel's the locksmith, but who's the copycat? What is Dred gonna do when he finds out that Reverie is arrested? Who put the woman in the room? It's just H.D. Carlton. She chose violence at all possible points. She did. Absolutely. What about you? Do you have a memorable moment?
My memorable moment is also the ending. I need answers, I need justice, and I did the next book approximately 2 business days ago. Backstory here, because I don't think we've talked about this. Mindy is found in Dred's dorm room. She is the woman that disappears in Colorado. When she disappears, she tells her best friend that she's going on a date with Charlie Love. And if you remember, Reverie's original name is Charlotte D'Amour, which we all know means love in French. Mindy's best friend confronts Reverie in the cafeteria and tells her, you are doing the same thing as your dad was doing, which is killing women. Because when Lionel was allegedly murdering this woman, he used to take her on a date and then they disappeared. Mindy is gone, and the last time anyone has seen her was when she was going on a date with Charlie Love. So that's the backstory. And obviously Reverie is like, I know this was my dad, but the thing is, the locksmith only killed in California. He has never left the state, okay? So people are not connecting Mindy's disappearing act with women being killed in California because two different states, right? Dredd left to a swimming competition, and then Reverie is going into his dorm, opens the door, and there's a head on the ceiling fan going around and spreading blood everywhere. Mind you, that's already horrific, but guess what's in their bed? Yep, Mindy's skin. Her skin.
Oh, stop. I didn't...
Her fucking skin is laid out.
Oh.
What's absurd to me is that Rev gets arrested. For what exactly? Existing?
It was not even in her room, it was in Dredd's room.
Why would she still be arrested? Because if I killed someone, I wouldn't leave their body out to be discovered like that in a room where I'm staying. I wouldn't call the police either, saying, look, there's a body here. Hello?
The officer is like a fan of Lionel or something, or he hates the locksmith.
No, I think that's it. I think he believes that Lionel's the locksmith. He hates the locksmith. That's his daughter. So
yeah, so he just automatically goes, it was you. Of course it was a white man.
Of course it was. The police work is non-existent here. Why are you arresting her? That's ridiculous.
I'm just waiting for Dredd to find out and watch the fucking show unfold because he is
the shit is gonna hit the fan, pun intended. The entire ending felt like HD Carlton, like you said, looked at my emotional stability, laughed, and then drove a truck through it. He was just like, that's funny. I'm gonna wreck you. I sat there staring at my Kindle like, this can't possibly be the ending of this.
I didn't believe it.
I was just like, that's it?
It was catastrophic.
No.
It was catastrophic. I can only imagine how much you wanted to talk about it with me, but like I hadn't read it yet.
I kept going like, read this goddamn book, I need to talk about it. I need to vent about this book because what do you mean she finishes like that? Literally the last sentence spoken on this book is, Reverie Adams, you're arrested. You're under arrest. Again, for what? Bitch, for what? Is this a reread or just a redrain?
Immediate reread. I need to set up my own board, and I need to look for the clues. I need the clues. I need to find out what is going on. I actually am going to reread this right before My Darling Reverie comes out, because I just need to. What about you? Are you gonna reread or redrain?
100%. What? No, not 100. 1000% a reread. I need the sequel immediately. I need it. Like, I physically need it. Like, I don't think you understand how much I need to know if I'm right about Barry. But I also need to know who's helping Lionel. He's disabled because that's gonna destroy me. Main character energy or delusional?
Dredd has main character energy, 100%, and Reverie has survivor energy. That's my take. What about you? Main character or delusional?
Main character energy, they are perfect, no notes. Would you recommend it to your grandma?
My grandmother deserves peace. If my grandmother read the drown or I fuck you scene, she'd probably call a priest. I would absolutely recommend it to every reader. Any person who enjoys to read will enjoy this book. Would you recommend this to your grandmother?
Yeah. We all need a little bit of dread in our lives. I would also not pick up my phone ever again, because again, the scene in the motel or hotel or wherever she was, I don't want to discuss that with my grandma. Here's what I'll do. I'll be like, you can read it. You can never talk about this with me ever again.
You know what? That's fine. Because that's enough opinions for one episode.
But I have so much more. We've read.
We've discussed.
But did we fully understand it?
That's still up for debate.
Follow us on everything and Reading Between Lines for more book chaos and questionable takes. I'm Cici.
And I'm Mariana, and we'll see you next Friday with another book.
Another bottle.
And definitely more opinions you didn't ask for.
I need it.
And remember,
drink responsibly.
Actually critique irresponsibly.
Bye!
See, these type of people to me are psychopaths. Knowing a book is sad and choosing to read it, knowing that you will end up crying. Like people who read A Little Life. You won't catch me there. You won't fucking catch me near that book. If I know a book is gonna make me cry, forget about it. I'm not there for that. So the fact that you knew it was sad and you still continue to pick it up, you're a psychopath.
Yeah, okay, well. What's a little sad anyway? What's a little sadness? It's fine.